Well, I know many people in the room are excited about our next speaker. Tabatha Coffey is an Australian hairstylist, a salon owner, and a television personality. And Tabatha's first appeared in front of the US audience as a contestant on the reality television show Shear Genius. She was subsequently given her own television show, Tabatha Takes Over, which airs on the US cable television network Bravo. So let's welcome to the stage, smoking hot, Tabatha Coffey.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. So for those of you that don't know me, yes, my name is Tabatha, and I now have a little show on Bravo that I'm very, very, very proud of. And I take over other people's businesses. So if you've ever heard of Gordon Ramsay, I'm like him, but I'm gay, and I'm hotter, and I'm way meaner. You know, I get nervous when I speak. I know if you've seen me, you don't expect that because you just think I'm a bitch all the time. And I am probably 90% of the time, but there's that 10% portion where I'm like a little kitten, all fragile and claws are in and everything. You know, so when I was thinking about coming and speaking, I thought, God, I've led one of the most sheltered lives, I think, of anyone I've ever met. So I grew up in Australia, and my parents owned nightclubs in Australia that happened to be transgender nightclubs. And I grew up in them. And, you know, it was extraordinary to me because when I say I was sheltered, I really was, but I was an extreme shelter. So I grew up going to a very twee, posh, little private school that was very religious and just had a good education for me. That's the only reason my mother sent me there. And at night, I went to these nightclubs, and I was a really fat, obese child. And I got just picked on and bullied at school all the time. And I would go to the clubs, and I had probably 25, 26 aunties that took care of me. And they were wonderful, and they made me feel special and valid and smart and beautiful. And they taught me how to wear 6.5-inch heels and have fabulous hair and long eyelashes and do really great makeup. And I am forever indebted to them. And you know, the thing that was interesting is it really was just normal for me. That was my life, and it was normal, and I kind of thought that everyone lived that way. And I can remember being very young in the early 70s in Australia, and sometimes the girls would come in and they'd been beaten up and they'd been bashed. And because they couldn't get a job outside of the club, they couldn't do their trade and they couldn't pursue their passion and they couldn't do the things that they wanted to do because no one would hire them because they were, at the time, transvestites and going through their transition for a lot of them. And it was a safe haven for them to be able to perform. And even if it wasn't the passion that they wanted, they had a very strong den mother that was my mother that took care of them and paid for a lot of their surgeries and helped them through their transitions and took them in when their families kicked them out and were there to wipe the blood away and kiss them on top of the head when they were beaten up and they had their bruises. And the one thing that I got out of it and the thing that I've carried all the way through my life is that you need to be authentic. You need to stand up for who you are. You need to believe in yourself, and even when other people don't believe in you, you need to have enough faith in yourself to realize that you're doing the right thing. So when I came out at a very young age and told my mother I was gay, it was very shocking to me that she was so surprised. I just thought, what the hell? Like, seriously? We've got this club full of queens, sorry, and I love you all. First gay wedding I went to, I know it wasn't legal, lesbians, hello, of course I'm gay. My mother was mortified. And, you know, I understood back then part of the reason was because she wanted me to get married and she wanted me to have a life where there was someone to take care of me forever and I could take care of them and love me and children, although we all know I hate children and that, even when I was one, I couldn't stand them, so that hasn't changed. But that's where it came from, and we obviously resolved that and moved on, and I came to America and got a TV show, yay for me. And It's really interesting because I sat down, I've been with my partner 16 years. She's not here, so it's fine. It's probably 17 by now, I don't remember. Time flies. And I actually had to call her and say, A, how long have we been together? And I still can't bloody remember, so I'll get in trouble for that. And was talking about, you know, the speech. And I've lost my train of thought. Oh, no, I haven't. I was trying to work out when I came out, and then I realized I've been out longer than I've been in. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't mind it at all. The thing that's funny, though, is when I got the TV show, when I came to America, as a lot of us that have experienced coming out and having to tell people, you do feel like you come out all the time. And I feel like I've come out to America so many bloody times that I really can't stand it anymore, because I got on Shear Genius, and everyone made this big thing about the fact that I was a lesbian. Then it was all over the press that I didn't look like a lesbian, and I wasn't sure what I was meant to look like and how I was supposed to act, and then I got nervous and paranoid. I hadn't lived there that long. Why didn't I look like a lesbian? I wanted to look like a lesbian. Then I got my own show, and then all of a sudden it all dragged up again. It's like, oh my God, you're a lesbian. You just came out on national television. I was like, no, I didn't. I've been out forever. I don't know why you say that. Bravo, of course, were very happy, and they just kept telling me to come out a little bit more frequently, and if I could hit people and scream at them and rip their wigs off while I do it, they'd appreciate it. So, you know, again, I feel like I came out a lot, and I had a lot of flack from sometimes the press about it. It was also very funny because, again, growing up, the one thing, and my mother, who just recently passed away, always said to me, I won't say the word, but it rhymes with duck and it begins with fa, to tell me to go and tell everyone to go duck themselves, because I was special. And the most important thing to do was to live your life with integrity and to be authentic and to be who you are, and just to keep following that. Even when no one else liked them, they could all go to hell and kiss your ass. And that is how I've lived my life, for right or wrong. Anyone that has seen my show, and all of you in the room that are HR people, know that I'm a nightmare. Be so glad I don't work in corporate America, because it would be so bad. Could you imagine? Thankfully, I picked a profession, which was hairdressing, that it was okay to be a little different and quirky. Otherwise, I'd be so screwed right now. But the thing that's fascinating is having the show and talking about being out in the press, talking about a business, being a businesswoman, and writing a memoir. The overwhelming response I've had, not just from the community, but from young people reaching out to me. The emails I get on a daily basis are phenomenal to me. And it's always amazing because at least once a week, without exaggerating, I get an email from someone older that will tell me, I'm in my 40s, sometimes I'm in my 50s, 30s, mid-20s, and I can't find my way. And I want to come out, but I don't know how. And I don't know how to tell my family, or I came out to my family, but I don't know how to tell my boss, or I don't know how to tell my best friend, or I don't know what to do at work. What if people look at me different? What if people speak to me differently? What if people expect different things from me? And it's so fascinating to me that it's a problem, and that we're not all accepted, and based upon the way we conduct ourselves, and the job that we do should be the most important thing, not whom I choose to go home to at night. That doesn't really matter. To me, being gay is no different than me having blue eyes. I'm 5'6"-ish, 5'9" when I wear really good heels. I'm sometimes naturally blonde, but haven't been for a really long time. I have freckles. I'm 47 now, and I'm a lesbian. And that should just be accepted. I shouldn't have to announce it. I shouldn't have to come out to the American press every 5 minutes. I shouldn't have to do anything except be truly who I am and be authentic enough to live the life that I've always wanted to live, be proud of who I am, treat people respectfully, treat people kindly, help raise people up and make them better, and help leave an imprint in this world so it is a better place for all of us. And that's why I'm honoured to be here, and thank you for asking me, Sleaze, because that's what you do at Out and Equal, and it's amazing work, and thank you for having me be part of it.